And we are live with the third game of the day featuring VWS Gaming facing off against Losing Road. Both teams fighting hard to get to this point here as now we're in the third and, well, final live game of the day as fans already coming through here. Well, Hell and Giannis off the table and Xingqian as well as a quick Circuit ban from Losing Road.
Losing Road now has to pick up two characters after VWS lock in the Khepri quite decisively too. I think that if I was in their shoes, I'd probably go for the very typical ISIS or basically ISIS. That's the essential. Like, hey, what should we get? ISIS, Athena, my guess. But I would also like Bologna. I would also like Sun Wukong. I mean, there's a lot here.
Yeah,
Zeus would have been the hype train. Come on,
we have
give me
a
Zeus.
ton of options on the table here. There's so many strong gods available for both teams right now. ISIS, the more likely option, but Agni also one of the big go-to gods we could see, most likely. I would love to see a Zeus, like I said, try to bring so much damage to the table, so much zone potential.
I'm still banking on it.
But instead, we're seeing Sun Wukong and Athena as the first two lock in. No mid laner yet, Shadow Boy, so we could still see that Zeus that you love.
It's gonna happen.
I believe we'll see him at least at some point in this tournament.
Come on. I don't care if it's VWS or Losing Road. Somebody here wants the Zeus. And it's looking like VWS. Because, okay, so let's say, for example, Khepri... Okay, never mind. The Zhong throws it all off balance. But the point is, give me the Zeus.
Alright. Khepri jungle, Aphrodite support, Zeus mid. It'll happen still for VWS.
The dream.
Yeah, the dream right there for Shadow Boy. But instead, now we're in Losing Road's corner. They're hovering on this Odin right here for that anti-healing since Aphrodite has been locked in already. One way to go about shutting down an Afro here, so we could see this happen, possibly.
As long
as Zeus gets locked in for the Thunderdome.
Well, no, actually, I was actually going to give some real input this time.
All right,
thank you for your support.
Boy.
But no, as long as Odin doesn't end up being the support for the side of Losing Road. So, like, say for example, Athena could have easily transitioned over to the jungle, so Wukong could have stayed in the solo lane, and that could have been a what was Odin in the support role. As long as Odin stays within the support role, I'm usually happy because there's only a select few people I've seen make Odin work, and those were at much different times of Smite in terms of the support meta. So I'm really not a fan of the Odin pick for a support option. But if it's a jungle, that completely changes the environment of the game because now you can start to look towards other kind of tricky ganks and initiations where you can really isolate somebody. One of the most common ways to do so is that over in the duo lane, for example, Blink ulti in a way that the support literally cannot get in the cage, and then all of a sudden you've made it a 3 versus 1 sort of. The support can throw like ranged abilities in there, but that doesn't really save your AD carry sometimes.
Not to mention the cage is a whole lot more threatening when it is that wild card ability. You don't know where that Odin's going to come out of the jungle, and unless you have heavy ward control and vision support, you're never going to know when that Odin will just come flying out of nowhere with a cage set up. So, all in all, I'm a bigger fan of him being in the jungle, but he's banned out, so he no longer matters. The two picks that do matter are from VWS. That's going to be a Bakasura and a Hou locked in here. This could actually be, well, probably going to be a Bakasura jungle here, so there we go.
Yeah, it has to be Bakasura jungle. I mean, unless one of the mages are going, or Hou, and then you have an AD carry. I mean, there's a lot of different ways we could say, oh yeah, shenanigans, but realistically speaking, it's more than likely going to be Bakasura in the jungle. Something we haven't seen in a long time, just because Bakasura, first of all, does not have a lot of lockdown potential, so he's basically depending on his entire team when he comes into lane for a gank to actually be able to get off his damage securely, because the best thing he has is his vomit, and unfortunately that only offers a small cripple, small CC immunity, and a small slow, all of which not really enough to guarantee the kill. Still though, I am interested to see how it works, especially against Losing Road, who has pretty much a more standardized team composition with the Freya, Athena lane, very powerful. Nuwa, of course, is going to be able to have her global presence, which is going to be very beneficial. Sun Wukong, and then you have Mercury, who's starting to come up.
And he's really just been able to fill that hypercarry role that he used to fill way long ago. He's got that knockup much longer now again, and Mercury really is somebody who will be a massive threat in these fights. He's got long, well, not very long, but decent length CC and added knockup. He's got lots of damage. You can't underestimate how much damage Mercury can put out in a fight. And all in all, it's going to be a big thing that VWS will have to watch out for on this side. So I'm really interested to see how this one plays out. Will it be the battle of the hyper carriers from the jungler, or will VWS be able to carry through with this healing-centric team composition here? And just this massive team fight control that we've seen work wonders before. And it's very similar to one of the old team comps I actually played in the first game of the day, I believe.
Yeah, but we're going to go ahead and wait for this timer to get down because speculation can only take us so far. Seeing the actual in-game is going to give us volumes more information. So you guys stay tuned. We'll be back after a brief moment. This is... I almost said something else.
This is Smite Games Challengers Cup, brought to you by Deer Monster and hi-rez Studios. Thank you very much as Shadow Boy gets a little bit of Zeus in his system to get him ready. We'll be right back with the action. And we are live with the third game of the day, featuring VWS Gaming facing off against the Losing Road. And since Shadow Boy mentioned it during the downtime, actually, I figured it's a good time to go ahead and clarify now. This is the last live game we have, so we'll be going on to demos after this one, since all 3 rounds have played up to this point. But we still have 3 more games to bring you guys after this one, as we will bring you 3 more from other rounds.
Alright, well, you heard it here. We're going to have some high quality content, hopefully lag free. I imagine that any kind of server side issue wouldn't necessarily hurt a replay too hard, hopefully, but you never know. So we're going to just go ahead and take it one game at a time, and starting with this one, it's going to be VWS versus Losing Road, of course, and everyone's taking a safe approach. No one actually going for the deep wards like we're used to seeing out of either team, or most teams we've seen. Just kind of some small defensive wards, Aphrodite recognizing the fact that she is just an Aphrodite Bakasura, and yeah, there is going to be the peeking around just to make sure. But yeah, one of the ways you can kind of shut down an Aphrodite and Bakasura at that is to just go ahead and invade them. They don't have anything really to offer to make them strong against your invade, and so a Mercury plus Wukong usually wins that matchup.
I mean, they've got damage, but I mean, so does Losing Road here, and they also got CC to back it up if they want to go for it. But mostly it looks like they're looking for damage right now, so all in all, it doesn't look like we'll be a full-on invade, unless VWS get a massively faster clear than Losing Road, and with the way it's going, it doesn't actually look like this. So we're going to see things play out as normal from the looks of it. I think Creed will try to make some kind of play here and try to push out his solo lane opponent on the side of Ducky, but we're going to see the whole boring Wukong Aphrodite matchup likely come out if it gets past level 5, I feel.
Maybe not boring. I mean, Wukong did go for the Bluestone start, which means he wants to be a bit more aggressive on Aphrodite. Aphrodite just needs to get a good, like, 1 or 2 waves advantage on him.
Explode, or it's going to get really boring really quickly.
Like, for example, once she gets her back-off combination, she uses it a bit more effectively, she should be good to go, because he's not going to necessarily be able to clear as fast as her just yet. I mean, that's typically how the Aphrodite-Wukong matchup goes, and then on top of that, he's just not going to be able to out-sustain her. That's not going to happen. So he's going to basically, depending on pots, to give him that kind of edge. And he does have quite a few. I mean, he even has multi-potions, so even his quote-unquote mana potions are meant to help the man survive. But yeah, they're just going to keep going back and forth at it for a while, and now, actually, Mercury, full range, special delivery, and a Meiji look might be able to secure this. Yep, that's going to be Hestrix finding the first blood onto Ducky, who just couldn't really actually get comfortable just yet, and so good job by them realizing that Wukong could easily start to lose his lane, but with that assist, maybe that'll change a bit. And you gave a kill over to your Mercury, so that's a bit more of an advantage coming your way.
Yeah, getting the kill on the Mercury will be absolutely huge for VWS. It's going to provide that heavy-duty auto-attack hyper carry later on. And the later the games go, the higher those crits will get from Hestrix. So, off to a solid start. I think the Shadow Boy, this will likely get Sun Wukong into a fairly decent place in the lane, and get him in a position where he can actually hold off against Aphrodite and turn it into that stalemate stall lane that he can farm up nicely and become a threat later on in the game. But, otherwise, now Losing Road, going to do whatever they can with this buff here. They know they've got a Mercury, so they're trying to also likely look for ways to start finding ways to get Hestrix fed up faster. They know FaraKrik will also be able to farm up in the mid lane, so all in all, I think we're going to see a bit of a slowdown in the game at this point as they're looking for farm.
I think that VWS Gaming's goal at this point is going to be get Bakasura to a good point. FleuryQ, if he can get to a good point where he can, say, burst down Nuwa, that's going to be very beneficial for them. Especially since that's really his main source of being able to actually bully out. Oh, goodness. Ducky, no! Ducky, no.
Ducky
Oh,
having
wait. No, he's fine, he's fine. False alarm,
right.
false alarm.
This could be bad here. We still got Hestrix waiting, but he is under tower. We might see a risky tower dive, but with an Aphrodite at level 5, I don't quite think that's going to happen here. So Ducky, Shadow Boy will be safe today.
Maybe, but you can definitely tell he's having a little bit of issues. Not landing any kisses or... not landing any kisses or anything, actually. So, definitely having some troubles adjusting to some of the latency issues. And not sure how it's going on his end, but best of luck to him. Blue buff going to be taken by the Wukong and Mercury. Meanwhile, the mid camps are spawning soon, and Bakasura are actually going for a pretty aggressive purple buff steal on the other side of the map.
Yeah, very aggressive here, and well, it's going to pay off in spades here. VWS will sneak into the back lines of Losing Road and sneak away with a couple of buffs from their jungle right there. But VWS still down about 700-800 gold due to this first blood on the side of Losing Road right now. But Losing Road still haven't found a chance to fire back on any more cylinders for that. Hestrix dueling with Wlfy a bit near the mid lane here, but Wlfy trading back quite nicely and healing up very easily as Zhong starting to reach that point where his protections become rather impressive, and his heals are going to start to get bigger and bigger the longer we go here.
Oh man,
And
the Gold Fury, the Gold Fury vision is pretty lacking. I just noticed that. I was like, Khepri, do you have a ward? But anyway, side point. I'm really looking forward to see the AD carry matchup here, because Freya versus a Hou-Yi is kind of just like a giant boxing match of Freya looking to pulse radiate combo, and Hou-Yi is just going to look to just hit you with his stun and knock you out of it. So basically it's kind of like a skill matchup of when you try to activate your stuff, I'm going to go ahead and shut that down. And so that kind of makes me wonder, well, what's Freya going to do to try and keep up in that boxing match? And so far, it's been a bit more in favor of Hou-Yi because of those exact reasons. But Mercury coming in and doing what Mercury has been doing best this entire game, which is harassing the entirety of the map, giving Kespainify a kill through his efforts. And this Mercury is actually going to be the backbone of the team with this kind of effort.
Hestrix playing very, very aggressive this game, fighting so many ganks out of the bat, and actually getting the hyper carries going. One big thing for Losing Road right here, and one of the big things that VWS need to worry about, even with their team comp, is that they have a ton of late game damage on the side of Losing Road. And the kills being on Kespainify and Hestrix right now, that's a worrying point that VWS will have to remind themselves of the later and later this one goes. As those are going to be the big threats here. As now Wlfy getting caught out quite hard in the mid lane there. A quick detonation inside the taunt will do wonders as here comes Creed. Mercury rolling on through. But looks like he's going to run on through for quite a bit of a ways thanks to that lag spike there. So Mercury using the lag to go places that no man has gone before, right to the enemy fountain.
I'm not even sure what's going on at the moment, but I'm assuming that everyone's going back to a farming state. Okay, so yeah, but game's back to normal. Everyone's going back to farming. Okay, we're good now.
Yeah, nobody's snapping out of place again.
I'll give it a second.
Yeah.
But Aphrodite has the breastplate of valor, so she went defensive, realizes the Mercury is going to be the biggest issue that she's going to have to deal with all game, and so far that's been holding true for a lot of people across the map. Even over in the dual lane, Hou-Yi has not had the best of time dealing with the Mercury. Only been one kill over there, but I mean, even still, he has to now be a little bit more conscious, and I'm not sure if he has been paying attention to where Mercury was, or if any of his teammates have been paying attention, but he's actually going to just go back, do the purple buff, and help his Freya out just a small amount and make his way over to a different part of the map.
That's all he can really afford to do right now, is you can't really rely on the whole mechanical outplay at this point with how major a factor latency is playing, as we've seen. You've got to start to outsmart here, and so far Hestrix has done a solid job of that, making his plays around the map, getting everywhere he needs to be, and just securing buffs here. But old JacobHL wants to start the party here, finds Hestrix, but Yunerity responding quite nicely with a double taunt, so no damage can come through from VWS. That's now the full 5-man rotation coming on through from VWS. Losing Road need to make the moves, as now VWS already starting up the Gold Fury now, but Zigox going to tap and run, trying to earn his Oscar here, as Yunerity will push on forward, finds the double taunt once again, but Ducky is going to spread things apart, and now the fight breaks out in full. Creed will go airborne as up goes Nuwa as well. Crick rains down the space lasers there, but it's not quite enough as Creed falling down fast. The healing is quite enough there as VWS push on through for their first kill of the game. The health bars from Losing Road ticking down slowly but surely, and VWS only getting stronger and higher on health here. Yunerity trying to find a way through, might pick off Ducky, but instead FaraKrik going to get picked down as well, but Hestrix here to turn the tide, and turn it he will with a quick on sonic boom there. Wlfy on the hunt, Wlfy with the kill, and he will pick up another as the banish comes on through. Hestrix coming in with the flank. Yunerity so low on health, he's got to play it safe. The dot could take on through Wlfy. One hit, one kill, one double kill later, and he's going to be a happy ghost collector as he does have the ultimate there. JacobHL shows up for the party just in time. Hestrix needs to run, but just like that, VWS have swung things heavily in their favor, abusing the sustain and healing quite well, but Wlfy is likely to fall here. Hestrix picks up a kill of his own, going on to a killing spree right there, and now Losing Road respond with the kill, but VWS still coming out ahead here.
It was really disjointed by VWS. I mean, they split up when they tried to do the Gold Fury. They split up when Zhong was, trying to make some plays. They were never actually unified that whole time, and it actually cost them quite a bit. They could have won a lot more, especially with Aphrodite doing a pretty good job initially of healing up until she died from, again, being too split up. So I think that they needed to make a more unified decision, go Fury or fight, and then from there they needed to actually transition to the other more than likely. I think the fight was probably the better decision of the two options, and then to go from there to the Gold Fury would have been the best route, especially when you look at how they already killed off Sun Wukong just by himself. I mean, that was a no-brainer. They ended up destroying him, and I'm not sure how it happened. The lag kind of threw me off the loop. He was in the air, he came down, and he was dead. But over in the dual lane, that might be the same case for this Khepri, who's actually going to be able to walk away. Hui, no man, not going to be able to really help him out that much, so he's just going to bounce his way back in the lane. And everyone's going back into kind of a safer state of the game. Not a lot of ward vision. Oh, yep, there is. It's right on top of it.
I mean, in this situation, you gotta play the safe game. As like the Gold Fury vision is right inside the Gold Fury's nest right there, so they know exactly what will be going on. And it's gonna be a hard ward to peel away and kill. As if you can set it up quite nicely, it's always a great one. Now it's JacobHL the target to be caught out. This could be the burst they need. HL so low, but he's still dropped just in time. That's a big ulti down. Hestrix forced to use the sonic boom to escape, as that will be the back distraction to secure the kill on JacobHL. As shards will range from above. Now we will see the chase on through from VWS. The game is afoot, and Hestrix is out of dodge right now. VWS instead going to opt to take the objective and not chase into something they may or may not win. So, safe play and good objective play out of VWS. Could turn to the mortar as now Yunerity caught out, will dash away with the shield charge. So, safe and sound for now.
Making his way over into the middle lane, Mercury is just going to share some XP. Everybody's still kind of just chilling out. Let's take a second to look at these builds real quick. Mercury did go for the golden bow, and Wukong actually surprisingly went for the Stone of Gaia. Now, the reason this is a little weird is because usually a lot of players would prefer the Pestilence. In this scenario, you are up against a healer. It still offers a lot of magical protection, and then more importantly, it offers that health. Health being one of the better defensive stats in collection with your defenses. But Khepri is going to try and counter ward, not able to do so just because of the very skilled placement of the ward under the Gold Fury. It's
a difficult ward to kill.
Makes it really difficult for him to actually be able to do so. So that one's probably going to sit there until its death timer. A little unfortunate for the guys on VWS Gaming.
It's going to either a large command from VWS or, well, like I said, the death timer of the ward. And, well, FleuryQ actually wants to go for this one. Finds his way just into the back of it and will clear out that ward, as now FleuryQ wants to find a fight here. Hestrix really low and stunned out. Root doesn't quite catch there, as FleuryQ will drop the cripple and drop his ultimate there. That's one ulti down for VWS, and that's a major damage dealer down for Bakasura. So they're going to have that safety of no Bakasura chomp down true damage AoE, but well, he's still going to be a massive damage threat onto single target, which is exactly what VWS wants him for right now. But we're coming down to a dead even point as Losing Road only 500 gold ahead, and they might find the break point here as the fight breaking out. A great room onto Yunerity here as Wlfy joining the party, but a 3-man stun from FaraKrik will be followed in with a quick taunt catching onto 3 there, just enough to disengage fully against VWS. And now Wlfy caught out, but not likely to fall here as a quick Tiger Stun comes out. And even then, maybe not enough, but JacobHL is the real one to worry about here. Will he fall? He's got the ultimate available. That's a big team fight ultimate down. They've got the chase on the side of Losing Road. He tries to abduct away. He's getting a lot of immunity, just enough to save him, but only for scant few seconds, as Green will be the one to pick up the kill right there. And And now Ducky and Wlfy alone in the dark. Creed in their faces, punishing them with a lot of damage. The back off does come on through as the flank will come on around as well. Zigox and FleuryQ looking for the fight as Wlfy begins to channel the ghost back. A full retreat is in order, but the servers don't like that for us to see. But the retreat is good. Creed defense was slow. Taunt catching on to so many different. The beats are good. Sonic Boom will catch Zigox out, but he's already dashing away. He is safe and sound. Ducky, the only one to get caught up by any kind of major CC there, but even then, no real follow for Kespainify here. The rest of VWS are joining the party, and now we've seen a bit of subsiding lag here, so hopefully it all ends here. As now the fight once again breaking out. The turret damage not going to be enough here as FaraKrik will instead pick up FleuryQ right there, and the siege is on. The kill is claimed.
You know, I'm really confused as to why VWS Gaming aggressed after a certain point there. They only had one real initiator, and they kind of went for the aggressive route without that set initiator. Athena gone, and Khepri gone, and they decided to just keep pushing forward for the kill. In fact, use the Zhong ultimate and look for every kind of stun opportunity possible, and that just was not going to happen. There was no way they were going to be able to actually secure anything, especially once the enemy team Losing Road got under tower. Losing Road responding very appropriately, turned right back around when they realized, oh wait, they don't have anybody to CC us. And this is one of the big issues that they're having right now, is that look at Bakasura, he's not necessarily doing bad in farm. In fact, he's actually doing the best on his team because he hasn't died very often, nor has he been really forced out of the jungle. His biggest issue is that he has no way to lock down any kills. He can participate, but he doesn't have anything to really secure it for himself, like this Mercury, who is going to use the special delivery to nearly set up a kill for their good guy Freya. Not going to be able to lock it down long enough, however. In fact, Khepri being there made it a little bit more difficult for them to even think about going for the kill. However, they are going to turn their attention over the Wlfy, which is warded by VWS Gaming, so it is known that they are there. In fact, they actually just changed out the vision and made their way back to the middle lane.
And making their way back just where they need to be, but VWS actually might get caught out in a trap here as Losing Road maybe just waiting around trying to find somebody walking through that position here, but it could turn sour if they wait too long. They are spotted by JacobHL as Yunerity goes in for the taunt, does miss with the JacobHL right there. A quick route on the two from Jacob. It's now the flank coming through. FleuryQ looking for the fight, but the rest of Losing Road going to be out the back as we will see a great stun come on through here, as now that will be a full-on disengage. VWS can't quite land the damage. FaraKrik doing work this game and making wonderful things happen with those clay soldiers and stun combo right there. So all in all, very solid play from Yunerity and FaraKrik this game so far.
Now over the middle lane, just a bit of posturing going on. Nothing really guaranteed just yet. We'll jump back, but I think that they're looking for some kind of opportunity. Wukong is here and available. Athena missing the taunt. Not sure if that was a latency issue or just in general actually missing it, but the members of Losing Road are going to go ahead and back. Meanwhile, Yi the whole time has been working on this Wlfy, and it is spotted out by the guys on Losing Road. They need to get in there, but they've already dropped off the Wlfy. It looks like VWS is just looking for the fight.
Yeah, it's a risky proposition for both teams right here. VWS, like I said, wants to fight more than anything else at this point in time, it seems. And they could find it, but unfortunately Losing Road not biting the bait. So they're going to be losing out on that attempt here. But now Losing Road do look to be the ones who want to aggress onto this engagement here. They're trying to get on a go-through fight. They've cleared up the ward, and now a taunt from JacobHL. This could be the start they want. Here's JacobHL. Does get a little off just in time. Will fall away as the Sunbreaker will divide this fight for VWS, buying them time and division, which is exactly what they want. Creed hunting this one down, looks to the cudgel, finds that final auto for that kill into JacobHL, and now the rest of Losing Road looking to aggress as best they can. Creed using his tankiness and using his minion to body block shots here. We'll see one target locked down. Ducky does get the Undying Love, but it's not enough. He's going to fall to Kespainify right there, and Wlfy gonna find the re-engage here. A quick on dash through from Hestrix. The Sonic Boom blocking one down as FleuryQ barely coming back into it. FleuryQ will turn around, he will burn and jump down for another meal. Quick move in. A great Oxford will find the kill and find the way out, but Zigox not going to let that happen. Kespainify finds blood and revenge as Wlfy last man standing. Can he find the triple? One shot will do it, but it's so risky. Banish catches. That's it, and that's the deicide here as a double kill comes from Kespainify. JacobHL actually surviving, so a technical soft deicide right there as VWS going to lose out on this fight. 4 for 2, 5 for 2 actually as Losing Road come out massively ahead that engagement.
Yeah, it looked back and forth, and at one point I thought VWS Gaming had a chance, but unfortunately Bakasura not able to get off all the damage that he needed just yet. He was able to get a kill, however, and that helped out a lot, but Sun Wukong making the really good turnaround play on him with a lucky crit really made the difference there. I mean, nothing really surprises you more than Sun Wukong's really low health, and I just got crit.
Yeah, it's not something you really... It's something you know about in the backyard, especially in this level. You know that Sun Wukong has that passive, and then all of a sudden, boom. Hurts to die to it there, as at the end of the day, iCreed very just happy about that one. And JacobHL going to be a little bit upset, most likely, but at the end of the day, losing Road at least weren't able to get a major objective off the end of that, which is exactly what VWS can really hope for after losing that fight.
Yeah, still only a 2K gold difference just about in this game, and so both teams are really just looking for any kind of way to pull off an advantage here, but one of the ways is that there's been a lot of award contesting, and Mercury actually in a bit of an awkward spot, should be fine though. No one's really going to be in position to catch him, and Bakasura not really... I mean, that's another thing. Bakasura is actually, surprisingly enough, not faster than Mercury. I say that's surprising because he wants to catch it, but now it looks like the only person getting caught is the Zhong who's going to be taken out and killed off by Nuwa, as now the rest of the members of Losing Road are going to make their way with the Wlfy, which they do have a ward that they are going to use to replace VWS Gaming's ward. The question is VWS Gaming going to be able to get into position to stop it? And it doesn't look like they are going to be able to. In fact, that is the freest of free Wlfys, as Ho Yi is now met with a host of members from Losing Road, and that's going to be Khepri saving him just temporarily, though. Sonic Boom going to set up a lot of kill opportunity, and that's going to be Khepri going down, then Zigox. Now is a full-on barn burner, as Aphrodite desperately looking to dodge a couple of these guys. She is able to survive just temporarily. Sun Wukong's clone was able to do a little bit more damage, but she's going to be able to walk away. Middle tower, tier 1, going to fall, and now they're looking towards tier 2.
Yeah, they're looking for tier 2, and they actually might be able to secure it. They don't have minions, so it'll be a bit of a slow push here, but they've got a new wall, so you always have minions around, so they will push on into this one. A quick rally from VWS might end in disaster. Yunerity doing what he can. Goes back, will be popping. Wlfy looking to push on forward, trying to find the damage, but instead it gets turned right around on his head. Kespainify hitting that critical mass and doing so much damage in this fight, and he will walk away with this one, as it looks like Losing Road escaping in force there. One member down in a tier 2 tower, already almost falling and incredibly low here, just a few pokes away, and just like that, Losing Road walking away with a massive advantage now. 6,000 gold trending in favor of them. The XP difference sitting at about 6,000 as well. This is not what you want to be faced with at 20 minutes in.
I'm back over in the middle lane. Losing Road, definitely a little bit cautious. They've secured themselves a small gold lead for sure, and they have the tier 2 tower in the middle lane dangerously low. VWS Gaming needs to turn this around and start looking at objectives themselves. They do have that middle tower worked down pretty low. Zhong doing a pretty good job of just constantly getting a wave of minions into that tower whenever he can, but I think that VWS Gaming is basically looking for some kind of rhythm to pick up in these team fights, and a lot of the issues is that once they get into the team fight, there's no... I mean, again, there's just no lockdown. Khepri can only pull off maybe one person, making it kind of like a pick composition when they have all these tools to survive extended team fights.
And that's going to be the big, difficult hurdle for both of these teams here. What can we do now is now Losing Road looking to put themselves on the winning road as quickly as possible here. Starting to move their vision game over towards the Fire Giant Pit, aggress into the jungle of VWS Gaming, and make sure they've got nowhere left to hide and run. And risk a Shadow Boy. What else thing they can do to really press their win condition? At the same time, if you're VWS, what can you do to come back?
I mean, if you're VWS, then again, you have to go ahead and look for the opportunity to, first of all, get a good team fight, and this is not one of those. This is actually, in fact, terrible. Had to use both an Aphrodite ultimate and a Khepri ultimate just to ensure Khepri's survival, but that's two tools that you need for a couple of your other members, like this Zhong who's going to be taken out first, and now the members of VWS Gaming are basically in a free-for-all. Don't have any survivability tools left. Sonic Boom going to be used. There's Sun Wukong coming over the top. He's going to be taking out a couple of people. The Bakasura looking for some damage to possibly get another kill for his teammates, but it's not going to happen. In fact, they're going to be in a horrible spot as now,
I think the game ends at this point. So it looks like the status mode trend continues. I'm assuming Losing Road will push on through, as this fight looks to be a bit of a wash here. We're going back into it, actually, so we might see enough of the game, and we will actually see the game come back in here. We will see, actually, Zigox getting a catch here, and Kespainify picks up a kill. Health bars on Losing Road are incredibly low, but the banish is good. Ducky is down, and Ducky is out. The killing spree comes on through. Surviving on fumes is the entirety of Losing Road, but they've got more than enough for a fire jet they want to go for. It'll be a risk, but risks are made to be taken.
I think that they have this pretty well locked in. And between Mercury, Athena, and Freya,
they've got more than enough damage for it.
Yeah, they've got enough damage. And plus, Nua's play mains are going to be taking it initially. So there's a lot of tools here to just be able to take this out. Mercury, however, not very good at raid bosses, and doesn't look like Nua is either.
And unfortunately, they're going to fail out on Mythic Fire Giant, it seems here. Nuwa just not going to get caught by that edge of the fire trail right there. So, Losing Road going to get the Fire Giant with nobody dying. So, that's one up on the last game we saw in the Challengers Cup. So, all in all, Fire Giant going to be safely secured, although a bit of a nail-biter at times in those raid boss mechanics.
Yeah, they don't get to roll on any of the epic gear after that performance, but Wukong going to try and steal away the blue buff. Not sure if he actually did. It looks like he did. Yeah, he did. He's going to go ahead and pick it up. So, going to pick that one up, walk back. Surprisingly, though, despite how heavily Losing Road is winning, they haven't been able to get any of these Tier 2 towers. But Fire Giant under their belt, I expect them to clear out a good portion of them.
Yeah, I expect them to do that fully as well as... I mean, now's the time to start choking incredibly hard on this vision here, as you cannot afford to let any kind of picks come on through. And if you're Losing Road, the best way to make sure you don't get picked and your enemies do get picked is to make sure they need to get this vision. To make sure they need to come to the jungle and try to fake it. But they can only do that if you're choking out their ward and denying them everything, forcing them into constant bad decisions. And VWS, that's not really want to be, as they're already behind, but it's exactly what Losing Road wants from them.
And now Athena going to just go ahead and take up this last tower over on the left side of the map. All that remains is going to be the right side, which Wukong is quite nicely taken care of. And then the tier 2 in the middle side, which Athena's going to try and take out by herself. Nua's going to help her with that one. Meanwhile, Freya and Mercury just going to go back to the Gold Fury and get that objective. So they cleared off all the towers, swinging their gold lead to a grand total of 14,000. And they're going to finish it off with the Gold Fury, bringing her gold lead up to 15,000.7. So 15.7 thousand. That's going to be a huge swing in their favor. But, you know, nonetheless, they've had this lead for a long time, and it has been gradually gaining. It's just that here, in these last couple moments, it's gotten much, much worse.
It's been very exponential, it seems. I mean, it starts small, but it's growing, slowly but surely. And then as the game gets later and later, these leads just take massive jumps, massive turns, and VWS just falling further and further behind every time an objective comes up, every time there's a team fight. The game looks like it could be even, but Losing Road doing a good job of just running away with their lead in a very slow and steady fashion, and just not letting VWS play to the strength of their comps in the slightest.
So it looks like the next call is going to be pushed for Phoenixes. Very understandable to do so. It's a bit difficult to actually win the game if you don't do that. In fact, I dare say it's impossible to win a game without doing that.
I'm pretty sure it's on page 1 of the textbooks for closing out games. You have to kill the Phoenixes first.
Really? I had no idea.
I know, Shadow. I mean, you didn't even write the textbook here, as now we'll see a final fight breaking out possibly. But Duffy going to survive for now. They're looking for some kind of in on the side of VWS, and they might have just found it. Zhong getting a massive fight here. His ultimate's doing so much damage. He took the first kill on Kespainify. That's a huge damage dealer down, but unfortunately getting turned right back on their head. What a chunk of damage, though, as some of the cops keep crashing back down. Reed looking to just run on through their lives right now. Yunerity doing what he can. A huge sonic boom catching 2 right there, as Hestrix picks up FleuryQ instead, and now the fight turning head over heels. VWS press to their final Phoenix, and I'm fairly certain this is the game-ending stasis mode. We'll give it a minute or two, Shadow Boy, but I think with the way this one is going, this is Losing Road's game to win right here.
More than just win. I mean, they've had a complete dominance of the game. 1,600 gold ahead. It'd take a pretty hefty series of plays from VWS Gaming to just come back into this one, which is, you know, not necessarily their fault. They did put up a pretty good performance in a lot of instances. It's just that, well, I think it all started with the fact that their team composition wasn't very well placed for Bakasura. Now, don't get me wrong, Bakasura is not a bad character. It's just that you have to have a certain type of team around him to really make full use out of him. And they never actually gave him that team composition. In fact, they didn't have a good team composition, despite having a lot of characters who benefit from being in team fights. Aphrodite benefits from being in team fights. Khepri benefits from being in team fights. Zhong benefits from being in team fights. Yi benefits from being in team fights. The only character that doesn't really necessarily benefit from team fights is Bakasura. Now, that is odd to say when you look at his nature and his kit, but he just doesn't bring that CC that I think they needed. I think that if they really wanted to try and like have this style of team composition that they do have, their jungler probably should have been something a bit more bruiser. I mean, you know, I am a fan of CC. I am a fan of late game team strategy. Like, we've got the heavy end and we've got the aggressive end. I think that maybe if you replaced one of these team fight characters with a high burst damage character, and then maybe even in the jungle replace that with, say, something heavy on the bruiser style that offers that like kind of I can initiate, but I can also do a decent amount of damage. I think that would have been a little bit better in my opinion. But again, it's not necessarily that this team comp did bad, it's just that the
I don't think we can really get a realistic judge or a weighting of the team strength at this point, even with these team comps here, just due to these situations that serve at the same time, Shadow Boy.
Yeah, that's true.
You honestly can't get any kind of realistic weight here behind the strengths and the weaknesses of these teams, based on this week alone, just due to the fact that, and it has been confirmed, the lag is rather atrocious on both ends at this point. So unfortunately, not working out for either team here, but we've got 3 more games to bring you guys back to back to back. Hopefully the replays are indeed functioning as well. When servers tend to go rough, replays tend to follow very quickly as well. But we'll be right back with more action soon enough. This is Smite Games Challenger Cup, brought to you by Tier Monster and hi-rez Studios. Don't go anywhere. We'll hopefully be right back.